All right, everybody, welcome out to the Lagerroom Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. Jersey Johnny coming at you. With me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai. Hello, Mr. Samurai.
Hi.
How are you on this fine evening?
Well, I was doing okay until I dropped my hummus on the floor.
Why did you drop your hummus on the floor?
It was not intentional.
So you better get it off the floor.
It really. Well, I just dripped some of it. Here's the hummus right here. Carrie made this today.
She did.
Yeah, it's and hummus is just with boiled down chickpeas and tahini.
Right.
And isn't that that's what the Jawas say, right? Tahini.
Tahini, yeah, that's Jawas say that. Yeah, but I mean, not that we can't talk about Star Wars whenever you want, because we usually do. But that was last week.
Not so like Star Wars. We talked about Star Wars last week.
Well, May the 4th was last week.
Well, it was, but at any rate, so I'm having some hummus for World Hummus Day.
World International Hummus Day.
It's international.
It's international.
It's International Hummus Day. World something else day that we'll get to.
Happy International Hummus Day for those who celebrate. Is this a Pastafarian holiday?
No, it's not.
It's real.
No, this one's real.
Not that Pastafarian holidays are not real.
They're real.
Or that these holidays are real. No. Either way.
It doesn't matter if you're wearing a colander on your head or not.
Right.
I tell you when I was in Texas, the tour guide from Jester King,
right,
had a Flying Spaghetti Monster tattoo sleeve.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that. Yeah. You did tell me that.
That was funny, Bobby.
Yeah.
And they walked up to him and said something about his noodly appendage, that not Bobby's noodly appendage. The Flying Spaghetti Monster's noodly.
The Flying Spaghetti Monster's noodly appendage.
Yes.
I hope you were talking about Bobby's noodly appendage.
No. I mean, it was hot.
I don't even know who Bobby. I don't even know who Bobby is, and I hope the man doesn't have a noodly appendage.
Bobby was bubbly. So
there you go.
Well, there's a few other things we're celebrating today, right?
There were.
Did you put them all in?
I put them all in.
Put them all in. Wow. What was the? Oh, so it's National Fruit Cocktail Day.
It is. So happy National Fruit Cocktail Day.
And I don't know if you saw that on that one real TikTok, whatever it was, the guy talking about the person who invented Dole fruit cocktail.
I didn't.
Sitting there going, pears, mealy.
Pears, mealy.
Peaches, slimy. Pineapple, sharp. Half a cherry. But that is enough. I said half a cherry. That's all they're getting.
That's all they're getting. Yeah, one in the entire thing.
No, half.
Half a cherry.
In the entire thing.
It must have been super expensive when they started making that, you know.
And it didn't matter if you got it in those little cups or you got the big can. It was always one half a cherry. It's the strangest thing.
Oh, and as a kid, that's what you dug for. But I want the cherry.
Oh, you'd fight over the damn thing. If you had siblings and they were any close to your size.
You gotta love it.
Or unless they were mom's favorite and they got it anyway. So I'm actually not really celebrating International Hummus Day, considering this was homemade.
Homemade, yeah, because it's all right. Then it'd be home hummus day
or domestic
hummus day.
Yeah,
gotcha. Well, I mean, I'm sure most, not all certainly, but most of the hummus that anyone gets in the United States is domestic hummus.
More than likely, unless you go to one of the many food markets up here that are Middle Eastern.
Sure.
There's a really good one in Bloomfield, by the way.
Yes. Anyway.
Anyway.
And then on that note, while you keep eating that, anybody who celebrates this holiday, happy X-Men Day. Now I do have to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to ask you. X-Men Day this is indeed celebrating the
Marvel books. Yeah.
The Marvel books, right? Okay. I just want to make sure. You know.
No, there's no E in front of the X.
There's no E in front of the X. Okay.
Right.
I got you. All right.
It's not a Bruce Jenner kind of thing.
It's not. Okay. I got you. All right, fair enough. Had to ask.
Yeah. No, it's fair. Those days exist as well. We'll celebrate those as those come along.
Now, do we want to talk about the other holiday, or we talk about that when we're
going to bring that one up?
We'll bring that one up later.
Well, who was your favorite X-Men?
Oh, geez. I mean, who wasn't? Probably what's her face?
Jean Grey.
No.
Storm. Interesting.
Yeah.
Mine was Wolverine, so you can imagine how over the moon I was when Wolverine joined Daredevil.
Oh yeah, forget about it.
No, that was amazing.
Exactly.
We should get a third opinion on this.
We should get a third opinion on this. Let's bring on our guest for the evening, shall we?
Let's do that.
Folks, please welcome to the show. I'm not going to butcher his last name. I think I know how it is. I'm going to say it anyway, see how close I am, right? Please welcome to the show, Mr. Mark Heuwetter. Am I right?
You got it.
Mark Heuwetter. There you go.
There we go.
There he is from Six Harbors Brewing in beautiful Huntington Village, New York. Out on the Long Island. Out on the island.
So did you read X-Men? Did you have a favorite X-Men, Mark?
I was not an X-Men guy. I was more of a, the Avengers. Captain America, Hulk, those guys, Spider-Man,
Gotcha.
Iron Man, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
My college roommate and I were always arguing between the X-Men and the Avengers.
Yeah, I do have to say that on that note, to Mark's point, I did see more of those movies than I did the X-Men movies.
Oh well, the MCU is so much better than what was done with the X-Men, and I love the fact that the MCU now owns the X-Men.
Right.
And now you're going to see them actually do X-Men right, rather than whatever Sony put out, because that was just love Patrick Stewart, really loved everybody, all the actors, but it was bad writing. It seemed rush. They did a rush job, just the way DC did a rush job with their characters when they started to work on that. So,
right.
Anyway,
right. Gotcha.
Oh, this is a beer show, isn't it?
It is a beer show. It is a beer show. So let's get to that.
As we digress.
As we all digress, and we say that quite often on the show and the other one. So let's talk about it. Before we get to any questions, though, let's see what everybody's drinking. Mark, why don't you tell us what you are drinking right now?
We are drinking what is called the Nathan Hale Pale Ale. We call AKA the Patriot. So out here on Long Island, the Battle of Long Island had a lot during the American Revolution. A lot of different, heroes. Nathan Hale was a hero, was caught by the British, brought over to Connecticut and hung for treason. So in honor of him, we make a beer here in Huntington called Nathan Hale Pale Ale. Huntington was established in 1653. Just a little tidbit, just in case you guys know. And so we honor him for the cause of creating this great country.
Give me a pint or give me death.
Pretty much, and we take the pint every time.
I'm paraphrasing.
Well, who wouldn't, right?
Of course.
So
I went I saw something on the shelf, and we've talked about. I forget who we talked about this with. I think it was John Hall.
No. We talked about Fonio with Dave Jimenez.
Jimenez, right? Fonio, right? That's right, because he did one.
He did a Fonio beer out in Utah.
But he did the first 100% Fonio beer. In the country.
He did.
But he did talk about this beer, and Guinness and Brooklyn Brewery, they did a collab, and they did a Fonio stout. And it's got a harp on it. So, of course, first, I'm intrigued about Fonio, this relative of millet that's supposed to have a nice nutty flavor, kind of like Bulgur. And the fact that it's, Guinness, I love my Guinness. I want to see what this does. And
how is it?
That's good.
Good?
That's good. I like that.
I'll have to grab one. There you go.
I'm enjoying that.
All right, I did forget to put the crawl up for you, so there you go.
Oh, who cares?
There it is. Fonio Stout, 6.2% Fonio Stout from Guinness Brooklyn Brewery collab in Brooklyn, New York. There you go.
This is quite. I like this. It does have that little bit of Bulgur. If you've ever had, do you ever eat Ethiopian food and had that spongy bread? A little bit of that flavor.
A little bit of that. I'm assuming that's by you, Mark, in the brewery.
Yeah, we have a Dogs and Dart League tonight downstairs.
Nice.
And tonight's the first night, so all the dogs are in, getting ready to socialize with themselves and all the yapping back down there.
That's awesome. Love it.
Yeah.
Love every minute of it.
Thank you.
I may, some yapping may go on too. My neighbor's German Shepherd always loves to voice his opinion about certain things sometime during the show. He usually goes out. He knows every Tuesday night I'm doing the show, so he goes out on his deck and he likes to he wants himself heard.
He wants to be a guest.
He wants to be a guest. He really does.
Yeah,
I won't be surprised if a couple of them will show up here and come up to the second floor tonight.
We've had plenty of pooches on the show before.
Anytime there's a dog available, we like to see them.
Yeah.
My usual contribution from outside noise is typically the North Hudson Fire Department.
They're right down the block.
Yeah.
So
you'll hear them. we don't have to point them out.
There you go. So I am drinking a beer called Working Man. There's the label of it, and it's from Revolution.
Very nice.
It's a 3.8% English mild.
Is it a dark or a regular mild?
It is. Well, I mean, it depends.
Pale mild or dark?
It depends. There it is, right there.
I call that a dark.
I'll call it a dark too. I've seen darker. I've seen plenty lighter too. So I'll call this a dark though. So.
I call that a dark.
Smells great though. Take a sip. Cheers.
Oh, cheers. Find your harbor. I like that.
Oh, that's great. That's really good. Nice. Very good. All right. I'm happy with that one.
Good.
Cool. All right. I'll give you 3 guesses.
1.
Nope.
2. Good boy. You're learning.
There you go. Anyway. All right. So now that that's out of the way, let's start this off by asking you the first question we ask every guest the first time they're on the show.
But this was not the first question we asked him.
This was not the first question we asked. It's true.
We asked him what his favorite X-Men was. So
we just ask this question the first time they're on the show. So either way.
Yeah, but you said the way you worded it, you lied.
Well, actually, it's never the first question we ask every guest because we usually say, how are you today? That's the first question we ask. So.
Yeah, so you got to reword that.
We got to reword it. There you go. Anyway, to the best of your recollection, what was the very first craft beer you ever had?
Gosh, funny you should say that. Probably my own.
Really?
Yeah. I was a home brewer. I actually started in college back in 1982.
Was it a kit? Was it a Mr. Beer?
It was from a beer kit. And my roommate and I were broke. We couldn't afford beers at the bars. So we pulled our money together and we sent away for a beer kit on the Sears and Roebuck catalog.
Nice.
So we put together.
I remember them.
That is awesome.
So we got our money order together, and we had to time it right because it's not like today where you can get on your phone and order Amazon. And it's here either today or the next day.
Yep.
So it was like, all right, we have to do this early on in the semester because back then, 6 to 8 weeks delivery. Semester is 12 weeks. Yeah. So we got out right away. We cooked our wort in the commissary kitchen in our residence hall, and we fermented in our closet. And we made 2 beers out of it. We made a Mountain Berry Ale, and we made a Ram's Butt Ale. And my sister was in advertising design, and so she sent me artwork of a ram's butt with the big old gonads hanging off the back, and that was our label.
What was the beer? Was the beer a little nutty? Another question for you.
It wasn't the peanut butter. So
they did it before Wincoop did it. So
yeah, apparently.
So that was really kind of my first craft beer. So we had, my roommate and I were, legends in our hallway. We had people knocking on our door.
As you would have been, of course. Yeah.
And very popular.
So we basically, we had people knocking on our door every day saying, "Hey, is the beer ready? Is the beer ready?" I'm like, listen, wait a second. You're studying mathematics, right? So you can count. Now, the last time I told you, it takes 14 days to make a beer. And we started making this beer 3 days ago. So 14 minus 3 is how much? He's like, okay, all right, I'll be back then. And
2 days later.
We, our room stunk of fermented beer, but we had a blast making it. And so, that was my first craft beer.
There you go.
Now, question for you. And
But let me take that one step. Let me take that one step further. So my real commercial craft beer came from my brother-in-law, who had a beer store in Brooklyn in Greenpoint, and he brought this beer called Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
May have heard of that one.
And he said, "Hey, try this thing," and I almost puked. I was not ready for the dank, piney tar flavor of a pale ale. And it took me probably 30 minutes to drink that whole beer because I was not going to let this thing beat me. So that's kind of, guess, really the first commercial one. But the real first was back in college.
Gotcha.
Now, question for you while you were brewing it, while it was fermenting. Because a lot of home brewers, I mean, I did this when I home brewed. A lot of did. You had the carboy. Did you put a T-shirt over it, and whose T-shirt was it?
It was. That was funny you should say that. So we lived on a co-ed floor, and
you put a bra over it.
Well, we said to the ladies, I said, if you want to participate in having some of our beer, we need to borrow some sort of lingerie, the most sexiest lingerie that you could have in your wardrobe. And they all came running, and we had bras, we had panties, we had, you name it. And we had the pick of the litter.
So you missed your opportunity, she said, but you have to wear it here.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say that is the most genius and laziest panty raid that I've ever heard.
Right, exactly.
It wasn't even a panty raid.
They didn't have to go anywhere.
It wasn't a panty, but it accomplished the same thing without ever having to leave your apartment.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
That's great. To your point of this here, Nevada Pale, really quick. That's awesome. I will say to you, I'm pretty sure that all of us, and pretty much, us way back then, right? Us in the 80s and kids today. The first time you take a sip of a hoppy, dank, resiny beer, you almost do a spit take. Like who's ready for that if your palate doesn't know it, right? So now, I mean, for years at this point, you give me a handful of hops, I'll just put them in my mouth and chew them. But
right. Yeah. Back then, you're drinking Jenny Scream ales, as we called them, Jenny Screamers back upstate, or you're drinking Schmitz or Peels or whatever. Rheingold was craft beer back then, So
the stuff, the sought out beer that was, craftier than Bud, Miller, and Coors, or Coors wasn't even in the area at that point.
They were. Coors came in.
No, like 84, 85 they got.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, little.
Right, mid-80s, Coors was involved, but still.
Yeah, but that's what
I'm saying. Right, well, he was in 82. I know that, but I'm just saying. But in any event, Jenny Cream, Rolling Rock, Molson Golden, Yingling.
I got a great story for you about Molson.
Go for it.
Molson Vadors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went to school up in Brockport in Rochester.
Okay.
It's 2 hours away from Buffalo and the border.
Sure.
So, back then, you're drinking, Yingling, Rolling Rock, Molson, 5.2 beers. Sure. But get Vadors from Molson, and it's 6.5%.
Sure.
And we're like, woohoo, let's go. So we get and you're allowed one case of Vadors from Canada per person. So we loaded up my Volkswagen bus, and we had 8 guys in them, right?
Yeah.
And we drive to the Canadian border, right? And now this is the first time I'm going into another country on my own, not my family.
You only need a driver's license at that point.
Yeah, just driver's license. That's it.
We're 20 years old, and we pull up to the border patrol, and the guy sticks his head out. And he goes, "Young man, where are you going?" And I look at him and petrified because it's an officer. I think the guy was in the Canadian Army, and I look up at him and I go, "Sir, I'm going to Canada." And he goes, "Where are you coming from?" I go, "The United States." "Okay, pull over." pulled us right over, and he's like, "Are you trying to be frank with me, young man?" In his Canadian dry humor. And I'm like, "Officer, I don't know what I'm doing. All I know is I got 7 other guys in the car. We're looking for the closest distributor. We want to get Bedores because we understand that it's got the most alcohol in it, and we want to bring it back to Rochester and drink it. So I'm a little nervous right now. So just tell me what I got to do." He goes, "It's right around the corner. Go get them."
And bring me back some with you, will you? That'd be great.
Yeah, that's the Canadians.
So the tariff was one 6-pack for him.
One 6-pack for him. You gave him one?
Yeah, we gave him one.
On the way back, you saw him?
Absolutely.
That's great. Gotta love it.
Today, that tariff would be a keg.
True
story. Oh, that's great. Gotta love it. All right. And on that note, what was the first craft brewery you ever visited?
The first craft brewery I ever visited.
What? Brewery. Craft or not.
The first brewery. It was probably back in the 90s, back when I was working on Wall Street, and I was flying around the country to go to different conferences and stuff like that. And I actually went. I was out in Colorado, and I saw the Coors Brewery.
There you go.
In Colorado, Golden, Colorado.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Did you see the stream of water from the Rockies coming right into the brewery?
Just right down in there, uneventful. No tunnel, no nothing.
Right in.
You gotta love Coors and the Rocky Mountain water, and it's like, well, they're making Coors in New Jersey. How are they getting that Rocky water mountain from New Jersey?
Big trucks, big. You ever see those trucks that go down the turnpike with potable water? That's where they're going.
But the thing is, the true story behind that is that they actually they take train cars from Colorado to their breweries east of the Mississippi, right? That have wort in there. So they do the second half of the brewing process in those breweries. So they still call it Rocky Mountain water because they're making the wort with Rocky Mountain water.
There you go.
So
that's
little known fact.
Gotta love it. Yeah. That's great. All right. So let's talk about Six Harbors. When obviously we don't have to go back into how you got started in beer. That was college. We just talked about it. You've been brewing since '82, so that's awesome. At what point in your adulthood did you decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to open a brewery.
I worked on Wall Street for 30 years. I was exhausted of flying around the country, did 1 million miles on American Airlines alone. I was commuting into the city an hour and a half each way every day, and I was looking for an exit strategy. I belonged to 3 different brew clubs, home brewing clubs here on Long Island, and I saw a lot of my colleagues getting into the industry. And I said, this is interesting. This, maybe, and I was looking to kind of recreate myself and have another business. And I was looking at franchises. I was looking at buying somebody's business. I was looking to go into business with somebody. And I really wasn't connecting the beer and a business together until I saw a lot of my colleagues, like I said, getting in my home brewing club. We had 4 breweries open up from my home brewing club alone. So that was kind of the marker right there is that, all right, I think we could do this. I wrote a 37-page business plan, a 13-page financial plan, brought it to the Small Business Association down in our local college. I told them to take a look at it and read it. They said, this is one of the best business plans we ever write. They said, how do you have this history writing, this such a good business plan? I go, I had to write one for 25 years in asset management. So I had the background to write.
You knew what you were doing.
And so basically, that really gave me the stepping stone to get into the business because I belonged on a swim team. I used to swim a lot, not competitively, just for exercise. And I would talk to these guys like, one day, guys, I'm going to open up a brewery. I'm going to open up a brewery. Like, man, you've been talking about opening up a brewery for so long. You're never going to open up a brewery. But once I wrote that business plan and I saw the highway on how to do it, the rest was history. Yeah. Once I finally got that business plan, and I rewrote it probably about 20 times. Once I had it down there and I looked at 13 pages of financial numbers because I came from the financial background. Once I saw the costs and what my break-even point was to make a beer. And I'm like, oh, you mean I only need to sell this many beers to break even after all my expenses on a weekly basis? Hell, I can do that. So the number was, I think 75 beers every day to break even. And like, well, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I might not do that, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'll definitely do
You'll
that.
make up for it. Yeah,
I'll make up for it, right? And just last week here at the brewery, we sold 1,200 pints of beer.
That's
a little ahead of the game.
A little ahead on that. So once I saw that highway from the financial plan and the business plan, that really clicked into my head. Said, you know what? I can definitely do this. So I went out and I put a bid on a building that was up for sale 3 houses away from my house. I called up my wife. I go, honey, I just put a bid on a building. She's like, you did what? You didn't even tell me? The building was like $925,000, and you didn't even tell me that you made a bid on this building? What if they accepted? Where are you getting this money from? So I was like, you know what? If they accept it, we'll just figure it out because it's time to make the move. And that's how it started.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I got to tell you, the space is really nice. I love what you did with the space. I love everything going on there. We're going to talk a little bit more about what you did outside and why you did it outside and what drove that reason shortly. But I want to get into. So when did all this happen? When did you put that? Bid in? What year was that?
So the bid we put in was in 2015.
Okay.
And we opened our doors in May of 2017.
Gotcha. So it took between a year and a half and 2 years to.
Yeah, a year and a half to get all the permitting process. We went to the ZBA 5 times to get everything we wanted. Mm-hmm. They initially just wanted us to have a grab and go place. I go, guys, I bought this building for a tasting room. So they gave me everything I wanted, less the tasting room. And I said, I'm not going to open up without getting a tasting room because I don't want to be known as, let's not stop there because it's just a grab and go. You can't sit down. So I didn't want to have that connotation, black eye about my business. So I waited 6 months to get everything I wanted from the town.
Sure.
Right. And I ate there. I sat there. Everything is completely done. Right. I could sell beer right away. And I didn't do it because I didn't want to have a disjointed business of takeout and then transition to a tasting room.
Kudos to you. Kudos to you. Definitely.
It's good patience.
That's great patience. And it all worked out. And I bet the town is happier for it.
Town 6 months later, the town attorney was having a meeting at our place with a couple of guys having beers. Mm-hmm. I grew a couple of hot plants out there, and the guy walked out and goes, Mark, really, we didn't mean to bust your balls. We just didn't know what the breweries are all about. Mm-hmm. All those restrictions that we put on you guys, they're going to go away. And within the first 2 years, we got a proclamation from the town of one of the best businesses in our location.
That's awesome. Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we do a lot of philanthropic work here at the brewery.
That's great. That's great. I want to talk about that right now. I want to just catch up on a couple of comments here. Brian Boak is watching. He said his first beer kit was a Mr. Beer kit. We knew that, definitely. Yes. And Brian, let us know what the first beer you brewed on that was. I know what it is, but put it in a comment so we can say it in there. Then he also said the first beer he's drinking tonight is Silver City Brewery Ridgetop Red Ale from Tavour, not Tavour. Yeah, I'm sure he didn't mean to put the R there. It's close.
I'm pretty certain he didn't.
Yeah. So he knows it's Tavour. There you go. And then Brian said he grew up on Molson Golden and road trips to get Molson Browder too.
Yeah,
see, I'd make fun of Brian's typing, but I'll be uninvited for the for the kegging
for the keg of Monster Mash. Exactly. All right, so you open in 2017. All the restrictions are lifted. You're chugging along. You're making good beer. Love the space. Love the area. I honestly, it's one of my favorite areas in globally the area, and New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. And he just said, "No Monster Mash for you." He said, "There you go."
I say, hey, I didn't make fun of you. I just said it was.
He might have been talking to me, but I wasn't making fun of him. I was just pointing out that he meant to say Tavor. Anyway,
maybe he meant both of us.
He might have.
You can be plural.
It's very true. So, and then you get into 2020, and something happens.
Yeah, something happens.
Something happens. Happened to a lot of people, right? But
yeah.
So how did you tell us? As you told me the story when I was out there a couple weeks ago. Tell us the story of how you handled COVID.
So COVID hits, everything shuts down. We're like, oh crap! What are we gonna do now?
You can say shit. That's fine.
Right? Oh crap!
Oh crap!
And so we find out the next day that we become a mandatory business that's needed, and we're like, okay, hey, guess what? We have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have X, but we don't really have a website. Our website really sucks. So we shut down for one day, revamped our website to create a pickup, a delivery, and a takeaway store. So we were just, started with that, right away. We were posting every single day, Monday Madness, 2 for Tuesday, Wicked Wednesday, Shout Out Thursday, something just to keep out there because everybody's at home, they're doing nothing. They don't realize we're trying to make funny videos. So we made a video of one of our golden retrievers, had a 4-pack around his neck, and he ran out of the front of the store, of the building, and my truck pulled up, and he jumped on the side of the truck, and I take my hand over his neck, and I pull the 4-pack off his neck, and we say, hey, free pickup at the brewery. Don't even have to get out of your car or your truck. Come on down. And so we posted that, and people thought it was really funny, kind of unique and different. And we had a producer from CBS who saw it and said, hey, you're making deliveries. We want to send the crew out with you and show how you're making deliveries with your dogs. And so we're trying to figure out, all right, how are we going to make this work? I mean, there's a 4-pack of beer around the dog's neck. That's really heavy. They like to play. They're shaking it up. They're goofing around. They're cutting into the beer. It's spraying all over the place. What are we going to do? This is not working the way we want it to work. So we came up with the idea of having just regular cans that are empty, much lighter. They can run around. It's not going to be, bad for their neck and get in trouble with the, SPCA. And we would carry the beer from behind. And you know what? It worked out great. People couldn't care less about the beer. They just wanted to see the dogs. They wanted some sort of human interaction with people. They're stuck in the house. They got nothing to do. They're drinking beer. They're drinking spirits. They're drinking wine. And there's nobody coming to the house except for dogs. So we would have this delivery service. They come out and we make delivery in an 8-mile radius. And you can go online, place an order, and the dogs will come and deliver beer to you. And it was such a hit. It ended up on the CBS Saturday Morning News around the country.
That's great.
That's cool.
And then NBC4 New York picked up on it. Channel 12 News picked up on it. And then AP Photo came out on a ride with us. And then AP Photo went viral and ended up in 13 different countries' newspapers around the world. We were in Malaysia. We were in New Zealand. We were in Australia. Funny story about Australia. We had a lady who Facebook messengered us saying, hey, listen, I had to reach out to you guys, and here's a picture of your 2 dogs in our local Australian newspaper. And at the time, it was Buddy and Barley. And I said, we had to reach out to you because we had a golden retriever named Barley. We never heard of another dog being named Barley before, let alone a golden retriever. When Barley died, we got another golden retriever, and we named it Buddy.
Oh,
our 2 dogs are Buddy and Barley. And so they were so excited that they sent us a letter. If we ever get to America, we're going to come and visit you. And then our 3rd golden came on, Brandy, which we named after the distillery because Brandy's a distilled spirit. Mm-hmm. Barley's a grain and beer. And Buddy's from the movie Air Bud because my kids named them the dog. So that's how they got their names.
Yeah.
So we ended up in all these local, newspapers around the country. It went viral. We ended up doing more business during COVID that year than the year before. So, and with our outdoor space, the state liquor authority allowed you to use your parking lot when we reopened to be a beer garden. So we took half the parking lot and we turned it into a beer garden. So we had 150 people out in our beer garden outside versus 60 people inside, and nobody was allowed inside during COVID during those early years of that. So that helped us. I mean, can you imagine in July when everything opened back up, right? We have 30 people standing at our gate waiting 30 minutes to come into our beer garden to sit in a hot blacktop asphalt, 90-degree weather, hard wooden picnic tables to drink an $8 beer. I'm saying to myself, I would never do this in my life. But here I got people standing in line for 30 minutes to sit down to drink a beer in a hot, humid day on a blacktop asphalt on picnic tables that are sinking into the parking lot because it's so hot in the parking lots.
Yep.
That's how we survived.
That's how a lot of people survive too. And they wanted to put, you know what, though, Mark? People were going stir crazy. Everybody wanted to get the hell out. And whatever it was that they could go do, no matter what it was, no matter where it was, no matter what it cost, if they were getting out for a little while to do something like that, they were going.
Yep.
So, and to enjoy and to go somewhere where they can actually enjoy. It wasn't just any random thing coming by you or anywhere else like that. It was definitely well worth it.
I'm gonna spare you the Mets story about the beer. John knows it, but because I have 3 points from a lot of things that you said there. First of all, I'm
going to pour my second beer while you talk.
If you type into Google dogs delivering beer during COVID, every hit is you. By the way. Second of all, you can't call them golden retrievers anymore. They're not retrieving; they're delivering. So they got to be golden deliverers. But also during COVID, you became the very thing you didn't want to become when you were first trying to open up, just a grab and go place. And you say you made more money than at the time, but that's because it was COVID. But I just thought, I just thought it's a neat irony.
But for a reason. It wasn't.
No. But just pointing that out, that very interesting. But it's just so cool that the dogs became such hits like that.
They were famous. They ended up as the dog whisperer Cesar Romano. They were top 10 dogs for 2020.
Very cool.
That's very cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
Yeah. So the dogs over time, you fast forward, and the dogs became by accident our marketing arm of the brewery. We're dog friendly. We're kid friendly. All the dogs have their birthday parties down here. We raise money for a local charity during their birthday event. We have Yappy Hour on Fridays from 3 to 6 where dogs come in off leash. We have pools, sprinklers, ice baths for them. So they get to socialize off leash, and you can drink on the drink rail and have under an umbrella and have a beer while your dog's socializing. So we're very dog centric here. And it just, over the years, kind of worked out that way.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I think you mentioned it, but when you expanded your parking lot to accommodate the 150 people, you left it. You left it. So that outdoor beer garden is still there.
Yeah.
When I parked, I walked through it to get into your brewery. So
right. Yeah. So basically, the state liquor authority allowed you to create this temporary beer garden, and as COVID was winding down, I went to them and made it permanent.
Nice. Very nice.
What'd you open, John?
My second beer I opened. Put this up right here. Beer to drink when it's cold outside. I didn't want to sit on this any longer.
Because it's not cold outside. It's just going to keep getting warmer.
And it's just going to keep getting warmer, and I'm not going to wait until November to drink this, so I wanted to have it now. So there you go. It's a dark Czech lager.
From Westbrook and Mount Pleasant.
Westbrook and Mount Pleasant, not Mount Pleasant.
Oh, Pleasant.
Pleasant, yes.
Oh yeah, we went over this.
We went over this already. Yes. So, and it is really tasty. So, cheers.
Cheers. Still on my first.
There you
Full disclosure, I'm a little under the weather, so I'm going to drink 2 tonight.
Yeah, but your second one is 2 in and of itself, so I think you're okay.
Well, it's a small bottle.
It's a small bottle, but it's like almost 14%, so you're good.
There is that because it's also called self-medication.
There you go. So.
We'll knock those germs out.
Gotcha. All right, so Mark, let's talk about. Why don't we talk about a couple of the beers you brew? You talked about the Nathan Hale, which I had, which was very tasty. I had it while I was out there. Had a bunch while I was out there actually. But yeah, talk about some of your flagships. Talk about some of your seasonals.
Sure. So some of our flagships, we have Seclusion Fusion. It's a New England Hazy Juicy. We made it during the pandemic. On the can itself has a beer can with a mask over it. It's pretty cool. We like that. We're called Six Harbors because there's 6 harbors in our town. Mm-hmm. So we make a beer after each of the harbors. So we have, Huntington Harbor Hoppy called H3. We have the Lloyd Harbor Lighthouse Lager. We have the Cold Spring Colch. We have the North Porter, which is a Madagascar Vanilla Bean Espresso Coffee Porter. So we call it the North Porter. We have the Centerport Pilsner. We have Ashbrook and Ale, which make up all the 6 harbors there. And then things like Nathan Hale, which I'm drinking tonight, is a patriot here who lived in Huntington. And so 1653 beer we make, because we're established in 1653, which is a New Zealand Pilsner made with all New Zealand ingredients. Because my wort, as you explained to you, we when we first opened or wanted to open, the town didn't allow us to put a brew house in our location. Crazy. I don't know why. I think because somebody on the board was a attorney for another brewery in another town, and I think they didn't want the competition. I don't really know. It's just a guess.
It's a very good guess because things like that happen all the time, or at least did happen all the time.
So I'm like, all right. So I just bought this building for $925,000, and I can't put a brew house in it. What am I going to do? So I did a lot of research, and I found this group down in New Zealand that was making this wort, and with a semi-automated fermenting system. And I'm like, maybe this would be a good thing for me to have. So fast forward today is we have our wort shipped down from New Zealand. I work with the local person down there, the brewmaster, take my recipes and convert them into, his 6 different wort streams. And I have them come back to me. I pump them into the tank. I add all my different adjuncts, my hops, my yeast, my anti-foam, yeast food, my Huntington water, and I make a beer that nobody else from my recipe could make the same in the same location, because my wort, which has New Zealand water, New Zealand grain, New Zealand hops in it, is not made anywhere here in the United States.
So you can't brew there, but you can certainly ferment there.
Yeah. So funny story. 6 weeks after we opened, and the attorney that I was talking to you about saying, hey, all those restrictions go away. By the way, Mark, if you want, you could put a brew house in the back. That's great. I just built out the space. I have no room for a brew house anymore. So, it is what it is. This fine. The relationship I have works out fantastic. I don't have a brew house. I'm not making wort for 8 hours. I don't have the stench of making wort that some people really, really don't like. I don't have the extra business liability.
I love it.
Right? I don't have I love it too. And that's what kind of got me into this business, because when I was home brewing at my house, my wife hated it so much, she kicked me out to the garage. And my garage has no heat. And I said, well, if I keep on liking this thing, I better do something with it, which caused me to go buy a building and start a brewery. So we have to kind of give kudos to my wife, because if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't have a brewery.
There you go.
I've got a marketing ploy for you here. Just the way Coors Brewed Anywhere can say that they use Rocky Mountain water. Your water's coming from New Zealand, right?
Well, in the wort it is, yes.
In the wort, but that's the same thing that the Coors does.
Yes.
And the mountain range in New Zealand is called the Southern Alps, so you can say made with Southern Alpine water. That's an impressive thing to put on there.
Interesting.
Right.
People won't realize that it's not the Alps per se, but you can go Southern Alpine water on there and be truthful and be truthful about it.
There you go. Really. I got another comment here. Let me see what it is.
You're 2 behind on Brian.
Brian. Oh yeah, I am actually. Oh, and then first of all, he said you're running out of time for Wooden Beanie. Dave, we got to get up there. We got to get up there.
I'm up here.
We got to get up to Brian's. I got to get up there, but we got to get up there to Brian.
You got to get up to Brian's. I got to get over to Brian's.
You get over to Brian's. There you go.
He's like due west of me.
There you go. Pale Ale was the first batch he made with liquid malt extract in his Mr. Beer kit. And versus the sugar, they said. And then the second was a red ale. And then he just said his second beer he's having right now is Fieldworks Brewing Gallows and Graves Wee Heavy Scotch Ale. Love a good Scotch Ale. Love a good Scotch Ale.
Nice.
Well, it can't be this weekend because I'm going to be down there this weekend.
You're going to be down where this weekend?
Down the shore. I've got a wedding, and we're going to do the air show the day before the wedding.
All right. You know what else is this weekend, right?
What else is this weekend, John?
What did you do the last 2 years this weekend?
I have no clue.
It involves Belmar and some fish.
It's the seafood festival.
Seafood festival. There you go. There you go.
Maybe we'll after the air show.
We'll figure it out. Anyway, so talk about the brown ale, because this was unique. You do a few different brown ales. With a few different treatments to your brown ale, I should say.
Yeah, actually, so I make a brown ale, and usually with that brown ale, I kind of just leave it the way it is. But I kind of wanted to get a little crazy. It's called Barley Dog Brown after my second dog child that is.
Yeah.
Barley, who turned 6 this year, and as a special addition to Barley Dog Brown, I made a chocolate fudge brownie out of it.
Nice.
And so we have.
I had it while I was out there, Dave. It's very good.
Yeah.
There you go.
And
imagine that, me having a brown ale. Imagine that.
Yeah. It's not on your usual list, is it?
So the chocolate fudge brownie. But what I do is I make my different flavoring at the keg level. I don't do it at the fermentation level because I like to make different beers out of it. So I also make a peanut butter and jelly brown ale with PB2 and blueberry flavoring, which is great because you taste a lot of the peanut butter on the front end and you get the
blueberry
on the back end.
On the back end, yeah.
And then at the end, I do a Madagascar vanilla bean espresso coffee.
Yes.
So I make 3 different beers out of that one beer, which people tend to love.
That's great. It really is. Yeah. What was I going to say? What else did I have? I wanted to ask you this. Damn it. I got to find it. I should have pulled it up while you were talking. I'm an idiot. Six.
I second that.
Well, you'd
I campaign. I have signs I march around with. While you're doing that, Sean, I'm gonna. I poured my second.
Yeah, but what did you pour?
And I poured it into my Black is Beautiful glass. It goes with my shirt, right? Which is, says join the dark side because it's got Vader and Guinness.
Of course.
We talk a lot about those beers that when you get a whiff of them, you don't want to take a sip because you're afraid it's not going to taste nearly as good as it smells.
Correct.
Yeah.
I have one of those right now. This is from Prairie, and it's called I can't read. Oh, Hazelnut Weekend. This comes at a 13.5, and the smell of this thing, and I don't know if it's because you were just mentioning brownies, but it smells like a hazelnut brownie with coconut.
While you guys are doing that, I'm empty, so I'm gonna run downstairs real quick and get
it.
Smoky Red out.
Go get that's exactly what I was just gonna talk about.
Bring some dogs with you.
Bring a dog out with you. So,
John, this is holy hell.
That's the Prairie. Let me put that up for you. Hold on.
Yeah, this is astonishing. Now this has
Hazelnut Weekend.
It obviously got hazelnut in it. So what this is, it's a bourbon barrel-aged imperial stout with toasted coconut. You know I love toasted coconut.
I know you love toasted coconut.
Coconut nibs, toasted marshmallow flavor, and hazelnut coffee.
Nice.
The end result is it's more like, even though you kind of get the hazelnut, you know those like kind of peanut fudgy coconut brownies you see every now and then?
Sure, absolutely.
That's kind of what this comes off as. But damn. Yeah, this is fantastic. The smell of it's fantastic. I'm afraid to drink it because I really think I can't imagine it'll be nearly as good as it smells.
Yeah, you don't think so?
But it is Prairie, isn't it?
This is true. I don't think you have anything to worry about there with Prairie.
It definitely smells better than it tastes, but it still tastes amazing.
Better aroma than flavor.
Yeah, I think the reason is it's throwing a little bit of hazelnut skin, which is detracting a lot of those flavors. But it also that kind of helps knock some of the fudginess down.
That is true.
Because otherwise, this would be very fudgy. This is absolutely delicious. Oh my god!
There you
go. Wow, and
there you go.
Wow, that's
wow. You heard it here first, folks.
I like that. A lot.
Mark, I literally found it. The one I was going to talk about is the Flower Hill Red Ale.
Right.
As you said, I'm going to go downstairs and get some red ale. There you go. That was the so talking about that.
And it's smoked.
Yeah.
Smoky, yeah. So we roast the grains to get a little smokiness in it, and it's a 7% red ale, and it's fantastic. Mm-hmm. Just love it. It's really good, easy drinking. The alcohol catches up to you real quick, but as you can see, the pour here is horrible because I think about halfway up, the keg kicked.
Oh no!
So I'm only getting a half a cup out of this one.
There you go. Well, I do have to say, when I got mine, I got a full pour. The keg did not kick when I got mine.
Yeah.
There you
go.
So,
did you try your best to try to get it to kick eventually, John?
I know I only had one because there were others I wanted to have, and I wanted to get upstairs, which we're going to talk about in a couple of minutes, where he is right now.
Now, question: you've had the beer.
I've had the beer.
You know. That's pretty. Mm-hmm. You know that. Oh, that's even prettier. I just saw the stills.
See that stool right there on the end? That's where I was sitting.
Oh, no, and your butt impression's still in it.
It's still there. Yeah, exactly.
You did some damage.
I did.
But John, you've had the smoked red,
mm-hmm.
and you know the scale. Where is it on the BSUs?
Lower, 2.
2.
2.
Very nice.
Yeah. An introductory smoked beer. It's not bacon by any means. It's nice and smoky. It's going to delight the beginner smoked beer drinkers, intermediate, and experts alike. It's not too light, not too heavy. It's right in there. It's going to be. I'd give it a 2. I'll give it a 2 on the BSU. We did this thing, Mark. Obviously, IBUs. International Bitterness Units, right? So we do the beginning of the year. I'm not sure if you know do you know John Hall, the beer writer, John Hall?
Yeah.
Okay, we have him on the show a lot. He's a good friend. He has his This Week in Route Beer Facebook page that he developed into this big, huge. I mean, nobody was really talking that much about route beer until he made this page, and then all of a sudden, everybody that was like closet route beer fans came out of the woodwork and had big, huge things. They're doing route beer festivals everywhere because of this, right? So Dave and I had him on one year. We do our This Week in Route Beer show the beginning of the year every year. I think we did our 4th annual one this year, right?
Was it 4th? Wow.
4th, I think, yeah. So we Dave and I and John, we decided we're going to come up with BSUs, Bomberg Smoke Units. So there you go.
And
so
the scale is 1 to 5.
1 to 5. Go ahead. You take it from here, Dave.
Between 1 and 2 are beers that throw smoke that have no smoke malts in them. Because there's certain ways that you can. Some roasting malts will do it. Some other ingredients can make it a little smoky. Between 2 and 3, that's where that's like that kind of safe, approachable level of smoke, like John said, where the neophyte into smoked beers.
But it will delight an experienced smoked beer drinker as well.
Yeah. So there's that. Three's right there in the middle. That's what you expect from a Rauch beer. And then you start getting beyond 3 up to 4. 4 is when you start getting the bacon beers. That's where they start becoming challenging. Is at 4, and 5 is just straight up undrinkable.
5 is you open the can and you go to pour it in the glass and smoke.
Just smoke come out. and if you let it sit there long enough, give it enough oxygen, it may reignite.
It might reignite.
You got to be careful.
Yeah. Right.
So, but yeah, so that's that. But yeah, I had I had the Nathan Ale first, and then I had the red ale. And I had a couple of I had the Walter Whitman.
Oh, I wanted to ask you about the Walter Whitman because I like making that beer. So that is my IPA wannabe beer, where people who want to get into that space. So if a guy's drinking a beer, his girlfriend wants to like drink what her boyfriend's drinking, but it's not ready for that bitterness and hoppiness of a beer. So I kind of make this beer cut with 30% wheat. So it cut out a lot of the bitterness, but it still keep the flavor of an IPA there. So she gets that IPA flavor without just going
right
out there.
I described it as a, if you make an IPA with wheat, it's a white ale, right? Or white IPA, not a white IPA, right?
Yeah.
So this I described as a white PA, a white pale ale. Yeah. And and it was like
a wiper.
Exactly, wiper. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It was good. It was really, really good. It was nice. The body in it was a little bit heavier. Not heavy by any means, but heavier than just a thinner, pale ale by any means. But Mark's spot on. It cut the bitterness. They were able to, anybody that's not used to having that resiny, piney, anything, more than like that's
Sierra
not
Nevada.
along the juicy side, more than a Sierra Nevada, right? It's gonna be able to drink that. So it was really good. And the pills I thought was fantastic, actually. The Founders Day pills.
Yeah, the Founders Day Pilsner. Yep. Yeah, I like making that beer. I can't keep that beer up enough. I mean, I'm making more of it again this week. It's just I ran out of it too quick. I can't keep it on the tap handle.
Now,
That's my problem.
How do they ship you the wort?
So it comes in big, cargo stuff.
Like the big tote, like the big totes.
Those big, the big, see the cargo ships that you see in those big cargo metal containers.
Right. I'm saying that, but they send it up in like how?
Yeah, then it comes to me and I get them in pallets. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I order 60, 70 boxes at a time every couple of weeks.
In a box. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like a 45. As I'm getting into my, I guess, international units, 45 kg.
Gotcha.
Yep. I'm in logistics, so you start speaking my language here.
Exactly.
So
Dave's all over the place with measurements.
So it's all LTC and never mind.
It's all ball bearings these days.
It's all about ball bearings, boys.
Stem bolts. And if Cthulhu's watching, he'd be like, "Stem bolts, I know that."
I know that.
It's a Star Trek reference. But that's really neat. And I know you wait a couple of months from the time they ship it to the time that you get it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's I kind of being a logistic guy, and mine is arrive on time ordering. So I don't store a lot of stuff in the back and use it. So I have to really logistically plan out my schedule of when I'm making, what I'm making, and how I'm making it. So it comes to me on the right time and the right schedule.
There's probably spreadsheets involved.
Yeah.
So you're in what they refer to as a pull system, which is a good thing. The push systems are waste, but that's very cool. That's very cool.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't, after doing this for 7 years, I wouldn't go back because I have a partner. I have a partner down in New Zealand who I can bounce ideas off of. Have another guy instead of me trying to come up with things and doing things. I'm like, hey, I want to change up this yeast, or I found this yeast to do this. What do you think about this? and he's a multiple world gold. Brian Watson is his name, and he's a multiple gold, brewmaster down in New Zealand. And so, like I said before, I'm not spending 8 hours making the wort. I don't have the $250,000 for the brew house. I don't have the added insurance, the added liability, the added employees, the added electricity, the added gas, the added room for the brew house.
And you don't have to worry about what to do with spent grain.
Right. I don't have to worry about spent grain. So I'm my fermentist, if you will, now. I've kind of, worked my recipes, send them down there, get the feedback, get my wort shipped up to me, and now I play around on the back end. I play with different, yeast strains and different hops, cryo hops, liquid hops. Now I'm kind of getting into trying to get down all that vegetation, cut out the vegetation, trying to get my my yield higher for my beers, trying to get, instead of 20 kegs, maybe getting 22 kegs out of a barrel. So by using different techniques that people might like, they might not like, but I like to experiment with stuff. It's kind of what we are. We like to experiment and play with things.
Have you gone and visited your partner down there?
I'm waiting for the invitation.
You would think you'd get one by now.
Well, I'm waiting for the invitation where he's going to pay. So.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm a cheap son of a bitch.
You run a brewery, you have to be.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. All right, we'll circle back to some events you're going on.
This beer tastes like I'm gonna be slurring by the end of the show.
This beer tastes like I'm going into work late tomorrow. That's what it's all right. And that's the way they say that, right?
Well, for me to go to work,
this beer over here, I'm not going to work tomorrow.
For me to go to work tomorrow, it's roll out of the bed that's right over there, right back into this
bag. You work from home tomorrow. There you go. So, but we'll talk more about that. Some events going on and some other stuff with Six Harbors in a minute. But let's segue. Let's come upstairs. Let's move this upstairs.
Let's take the party upstairs.
Take the party upstairs where he is, right there.
Now, hold right there. Hold on.
Now,
this is beautiful.
I still want to know what's going on over there. See what I did there?
You still want to know what's going on?
I still want to know what's going on.
I'm pretty certain the people over there that work over there don't stand still.
No, they don't stand still.
Bourbon, bacon, beer. What? Go scroll down. Bourbon, bacon, beer. Oh,
if you go to the website, it's on the top of the website. It's on the top of the homepage of the website. So.
Well, there's a QR code you can scan right there.
Mm-hmm. And there is.
Yeah, June 14th, huh?
June 14th, 12 to 4 p.m. June 14th. When is June 14th? It's the day after the 13th, right?
Yes, it is actually a Saturday, and I'm going to see the Kills in Jersey City that day.
Oh yeah, it's Flag Day. No,
yeah, it's also Flag Day.
Flag Day.
Well, yeah, we just flagged that.
There you go.
No, I'm going to be white. I'm going to be white.
It's also National Bourbon Day.
Yeah, he might be.
National Bourbon Day.
I believe he is correct. I believe he
is correct there.
Because it was a Friday last year, and we did a special show on that.
We did
on the cocktail show, which brings us, ironically,
two cocktails,
and what we're talking about now today. Hold on, we said that we were going to do it. We're going to talk about it later. Today is Happy World Cocktail Day. Today is World Cocktail Day.
This is one of the first times we said we'll get to that later, and actually did.
And we did.
Imagine
that. We remember to get to it later. Well, there was a reason, right? Because
we had a reason, yes.
We had a reason. And this is one of the reasons why Mark's on this particular show tonight. So Six Harbors Brewing Company is downstairs. However, upstairs where Mark is now is...
where the cool people are. I mean, sorry.
There you go. Mark is...
Our Harbor Lights Stillhouse.
Harbor Lights Stillhouse. Distillery upstairs from his brewery. So... let's talk about that. Now, mind you, after I had these beers downstairs when we were out there a couple weeks ago, again, Dave, I was out there for my daughter's wedding. I told you, Mark, while I was out there, we had my daughter's wedding at Crest Hollow in Woodbury. And we were done. It was on Saturday. When we were done, everybody's leaving. We went to breakfast and came straight by you. So there you go. So, and we did some stuff afterwards, of course. But in any event, we had our beer and then we went upstairs for I was going to say a little while, but it was more like a long while afterwards, and had some of the spirits that are brewed there. So prevent that distilled there. Thank you. I'm drinking here, but anyway. So talk about Harbor Lights. So now
you're barely drinking.
I know. Well,
what was the highest ABV you had?
3.8 so far. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Anyway. Let's talk about Harbor Lights for a bit. Now, you started Harbor Lights how far into having the brewery downstairs?
So we started Harbor Lights during COVID. Was the thought. Since we don't.
Well, you're bored. That seems a strange time to want to open a distillery.
Yeah, why not?
We're just bored.
Well,
hey, that's how this podcast came about. We were bored.
Yeah. The thought was before COVID, and then COVID hit. So
you had the time
finally
to do this. There you go.
Well, our thought process was that we didn't want to get into the distribution business. It's a very competitive business. Margins are very tight. We looked at it this way: if we wanted to distribute, right, we'd have to hire salespeople to go sell. Delivery guys to go deliver, Rocco and Bruno to go collect their money because nobody wants to pay you, right? They lose your keg.
Sales guys are
it's already discounted. They lose your keg, right? And the way we looked at it, selling our beer over the counter at retail prices, and trying to make the same amount of money, but out there in a distribution world, it was a factor of 10. So we go through approximately 24 kegs a week here. So if we wanted to make the same amount of money, we would have to sell 240 kegs a week somewhere out there. I can only make in my brewery 180 kegs a month. So for us to upgrade ourselves and take that step into that distribution world, it's a multi-million-dollar gamble on the hopes that people want to carry your beer at the bars, restaurants, and beer distributors.
Right.
And maybe a company like Manhattan or Union or Claros wants to pick you up on their truck, which we've had conversations before. And my thing is, what's the 5 top selling beers on your truck? They're not craft beer. They got 90 beers in their portfolio, right? So here I'm on their truck, right? Discounting 30 to 40% on the hopes that they're going to sell my beer when their top 5 beers are not even craft beers and they got 90 beers on their truck. Not going to happen. So we said from the get-go, we're not doing that business. So fast forward, open in 2018, 2019, things are going well. The thought of having a second business upstairs to, how are we going to increase our revenue? What are we going to do differently? And we said, let's do a distillery. A friend of mine, as you know, Gus, Freehold, New Jersey, had a distillery. He's also a singer in the band. He was here in Huntington. I had him come over to my distillery one night because he was going to sing. I said, pregame at my place. I walked him up on the ladder up onto the second floor, which is just an attic. And I said to him, what do you think about having a little distillery up here? You have a distillery down in Freehold. You think this would work? He kind of looks around the place, looking at all 4 corners. He goes, yeah, I think it's going to work. I immediately stuck out my hand and said, great. You want to be business partners? He shook my hand and said, all right. He left. He went to go sing. I called him 2 weeks later. I go, all right, let's get our business plan together for this distillery. He goes, what are you talking about? I go, don't you remember we talked 2 weeks ago about having a distillery? He goes, man, I was really drunk that night. I said, well, you shook my hand and you better honor it. And he did. And that's how we started it.
There you go. Very nice.
So we were looking for additional revenue. So, we're 50-50 partners up here. So I make the beer downstairs. He makes the distillery spirits up here. I'm his production assistant because I know enough to blow myself up here. So I stay away from all the important stuff.
Nice.
I kind of run the front half of the house. He runs the back half of the house up here. Up downstairs, I run the back half. My wife runs the front half.
So you This is still done with the wort you get from New Zealand.
Oh, no. This is all full grain, so when we showed you over there, there's our little, mash tun. It's 100 gallons still.
Okay, so you are brewing.
We are brewing distilled spirits here. We are mashing spirits. We're still doing wort downstairs. So the funny thing is we've been trying to work with the TTB on doing a formulated beer where we're taking our beer downstairs, right, say a keg of it, and bringing it upstairs and distilling it into 120 proof alcohol, and then refortifying it back into our beer downstairs and taking a Pilsner at 5.2% and making it 6.2%.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
We're playing around with stuff like that. But up here, we got, 10 different products. We make bourbon, we make gin, we make tequila, we make apple pie moonshine, we do vodka, lemon lime, orange cello, coquito, rum. So we run the gamut up here.
So coquito's probably very popular during the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, year-round, because we make something called rocket fuel down here on Long Island.
Oh, yeah.
Rocket fuel is the drink out on the barrier island of Fire Island.
Explain that. Explain what rocket fuel is then.
So rocket fuel is a coconut drink made with Blanco type of rum, white rum, if you will.
Yep.
And then is a floater on top with dark rum. So we make our coquito with white rum, and then we have our dark rum, which we age here, and we put a floater on top. But we use a little grenadine down at the bottom to represent a flame of the rocket fuel. So we call it Stage 2 rocket fuel here at Harbor Lights.
Very cool.
Nice.
I like that.
Nice. It's really great. In fact, I mean, hold on. I'm the master of the selfies, right? And not the selfies, but the pictures.
Well, mostly selfies, but
mostly, yeah.
Mostly selfies.
So, right there, Dave. I'll give you 3 guesses what that is, Dave.
Well, I see a cherry in it, so it's got to be a Manhattan or an old. That's an old fashioned.
That's an old fashioned, yeah.
In that glass, it's an old fashioned.
And with that bourbon right there, with that straight bourbon whiskey right there that he just pulled over right there.
Not 45% alcohol, 90 proof, straight bourbon whiskey. Very nice. And where? So the grains come from where, Mark?
The grains come locally from Long Island.
Very
Since we are we're a farm distillery, most of our product has to come from New York State.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. And that bourbon is fantastic, Dave.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
So.
And kudos to you, Mark. I was telling Dave, like I got to get him out there. We got to take a ride one day. We got to come out.
Yeah, I've just noticed I'm out of bourbon.
You're out of bourbon?
I've got 2 bottles of rye.
Hold on.
But I have no bourbon. I know you're never out of bourbon.
I'm not out of bourbon.
I may drink it faster than you do. I don't think he's out of bourbon either. There we go. This is beautiful.
He's not out of bourbon.
Yeah, I need to come by and collect one of those. There's the agave spirits. Very nice.
It's actually tequila, not agave. So we do something a little different here at Harbor Lights, right? So, for you if you make tequila outside of Mexico, you have to call it blue agave spirit.
Correct. That's why I was,
So we have an import license with a Mexican tequila company. And so what we do is that we import high proof bulk tequila to our plant here. And we process it. So we make Blanco tequila from that. And then what we do is, and I'll take you guys on a little walk.
Yeah, let's take a little tour.
Yes, now I'm intrigued.
Absolutely.
Right? So we take that tequila that's in this Blanco format, right? And you can see some of our aged bourbon over here that's coming along, right? But here is the fun stuff. we take our used bourbon barrels. So for you to make aged tequila,
Yeah.
right, you have to use bourbon barrels. Now, if you take a look at this Especial one right here, and I don't know if you can see the little emoji that's on there. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Right, and that one is called WTFK. And you know what WTFK stands for?
What's that?
What the fucking?
Who the fuck knows?
Who the fuck knows? There you go.
Because we have a Blanco, which is unaged. We have a 6-month aged. We have a 1-year aged that's up on the shelf.
That's
Our
an extra
Verde-
añejo.
Yeah. So our Verde right here is going to be released in July. Our Negro is going to be released in January, which is 2 years. And then the WTFK is 2+ years. And the little emoji man says, who the fuck knows when we're going to release it?
Okay, so you got a Negro coming out in January, so I'm going to mark my calendar to visit in January.
Well, no, we should go out in July 1st, then January.
So if you notice,
I need to do both. There's no reason I can't do both.
That's my point. Exactly.
so if you noticed, right, if you take a look at our tequilas, red, white, and blue,
Oh, very nice.
right? So Blanco is the white. The Azul, which is 6 months. Azul
blue.
in Spanish is blue. Rojo in Spanish is red.
Red.
Verde is green.
Green.
Negro is black. Now, do those color patterns kind of remind you of another company that has those colors?
That would be Johnny Walker.
That would be Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we kind of play upon that since we cannot use the words añejo, reservado, right?
Oh,
So we
right.
have to come up. So those are Mexican terms. We can't use age, so we call them sequestered, right? And we have our own brand called Tequilo. We have Andrew Dice Clay coming out here next month.
Really?
We want to meet with him and his agents because our tequila is called Tequila O, and Andrew Dice Clay is O. So if we can get him to be our spokesperson, then we might be off to the races on something.
You need to start using Juan Caminante. Juan Caminante is just Spanish for Johnny Walker.
Juan Caminante.
Caminante, Johnny Walker.
Juan Caminante. There you go.
See if you can get away with that.
Right. Yeah. I know. That's fantastic. That's fantastic, Mark. Yeah, I do have to say I'm not blowing any smoke. That the bourbon, I did not try everything. I meant to try the limoncello, the limecello, and the orange one as well. But we had to leave.
Yeah, of course. Well, when you come out next time, you'll get to have our margarita, which is almost like an Long Island iced tea, but for tequila, right? Because we use 3 different liquors in our margarita because it's our tequila, it's our limoncello, and our orange cello with some lime juice.
Oh, nice.
Like that.
I'll have to have that. Yeah, Dave, we're gonna have to get out there. We'll take a ride out there.
Well, I've never done North Shore.
Oh, I love the North Shore. The North Shore is fantastic.
I spend when I'm out on Long Island, I'm always on South Shore.
Yeah,
I'm usually driving. I'm usually driving Montauk. You know.
The last time you and I
hold it against. I'm a South Shore boy myself.
The last time you and I were out on Long Island together, we were in Montauk.
We were in Montauk. Yeah,
we were in Montauk. So.
Oh, by the way, Donna says hi.
Tell Donna I said.
So.
There you go. Yeah, you should have told me that before when you hung up with her and then called me.
Well, no, I told her that I told you that I was talking to you and that you said hi. I lied a little bit.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
I knew you.
Oh no. Oh, so you did the right thing.
I proxied for you.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. So she said hi back.
I would love to
how
get back
things
out.
Are going, and I told him that you are now broke as fuck because you've just paid for 2 weddings.
I would love to get back out and see her and Jim. Not in Carlstadt.
Yeah.
in
Montauk.
in Montauk. Right?
Well, next time I see him, might probably be in Queens, but we'll have to get back on Montauk.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, we got to go out there.
Yeah, because
but was it a Margarita? Is that what you called it?
Margarita.
That's fantastic. I
Yeah,
love it.
Memorial Day's coming. They will not be anywhere near Montauk.
Oh,
Memorial
hell
Day.
no! No, we'll do something in the fall, like we did
Yeah,
a few years ago. Yeah. So
we had a beautiful summer day in October.
Oh my God! Yeah, Mark, we went out. We were out in Montauk with these two, Jim and Donna, and Jess and Carrie were with us too. Our better halves, and well, you met Jess when we were out there. We
went live from Montauk Brewing.
We went live from Montauk Brewing out on Montauk Point, and
the most guests we've ever had on one show.
It was late October, and it was 88 degrees.
Oh boy!
Talk about Indian summer. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. And we were out in their beer garden. Everybody in the beer garden wanted to be on the show.
Me. Yeah.
It was the most guests. It's the most guests we ever had on one show.
Right. Awesome.
It was fantastic. All right.
A lot of fun.
So we're talking about. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about Harbor Lights. We'll get back to Six Harbors afterwards. But I do want to. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that we're talking about Mark's Distillery right now, and again, it is World Cocktail Day.
It is World Cocktail Day.
So on that note, I think
is that a Q sharp?
That note is a Q sharp. Yes, it is.
Also known as an R flat.
Correct. Yes, exactly. It is a segue into our
top threes.
Top three list. Boy, you just have one. Hold on.
You doing okay over there?
I am. I'm copying and pasting something, and I just had to put up this comment. Brian Boak just said, "I have a friend that has 3 restaurants in Montauk."
You have a friend?
He's got 2 right here.
No, I was going to ask him. No, I was going to ask him what it's like.
Oh, you have a friend. What's it like? There you go. So Brian, the next time Dave and I go out to Montauk, you'll have to go, and we'll have to visit all 3 restaurants. There you go. That's just the way it's going to be. There you go. But today's top 3 list, in honor of Mark coming on the show and in honor of World Cocktail Day, is here we go. Top 3 favorite classic cocktails. Top 3 favorite classic cocktails. Now we've had conversations about classic cocktails umpteen times on our cocktail podcast, the The Chaser podcast, right? Which maybe we'll go live when you and I go out there soon on the The Chaser with Mark out there then. But we've never done a cocktail top 3 on this show in 229 shows. This show's 229.
And we phrase this purposely as classic cocktails because what we do on that show is we invent a lot of cocktails. We do. And some of my favorite cocktails ever, some of the ones that I've made. And as a matter of fact, I need to go out and get some more chocolate liqueur, cream liqueur for, my favorite is, John. But anyway.
Oh, I know what your favorite is. Absolutely.
Yes. It's getting too warm for it now.
It is. It's going to open my
your third?
My third since you're not having a third.
No, and the thing is, I've gotten further on this than I thought I was going to get on this.
I'm shocked.
So
that was sarcasm.
Yeah, I know sarcasm. So, Mark, why don't you lead us off and tell us what your top 3 classic cocktails are? And you are allowed honorable mentions, by the way.
So, number 1 is our Margarita, of course. We make that. We can't do that. Our Gold Coast Old Fashioned. Right, with bourbon, and then our Aloha Mule, which is either a gin or a vodka based, right, with our hibiscus syrup and hibiscus fruit with some ginger beer and lime juice. Fantastic! It's so popular here that we're turning it into a canned cocktail for distribution.
Oh, what did you call it again?
It's called the Aloha Mule.
Oh, the Aloha Mule, right.
Lovely.
Lovely. You got it.
Yep.
All right. Just typing them in there. Cool. Beautiful. We'll talk more about some cocktails in a minute. Let's get our all 3 lists out, and then we can have some discussion on them. Dave, what are your top 3?
Well, my honorable mention is the White Russian, or Caucasian, as they call it on the Dude. The Dude calls it. That's my honorable mention. because that's kind of a starter cocktail. My youngest son, when he was over here, he wanted me to make him his first ever cocktail. I'm like, I'm not going to kill him with a martini, so let me make him a White Russian. And of course, he enjoyed it. It's a nice little gateway cocktail in that sense for him. But my number 3, I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. But my number 3 is it's actually 3 cocktails basically. It's just the way this cocktail is built. It is the lemon drop. It is the margarita. It is the the gimlet. Because let's face it, it's the same pretty much. It's pretty much the same cocktail. It's a clear liquor with a citrus.
So whether it's tequila, vodka, or gin with citrus, a lemon drop, a margarita, or a gimlet.
With simple syrup, I just love that combination, and I love that. If you follow those rules, you can make anything at it.
100%. Of the 3, though, the vodka, the tequila, or the gin, which of those 3 is preferable to you?
Oh, lemon drop.
The lemon drop.
I just like the brightness of a lemon drop.
Fair enough.
Because the citric acid has got a more brighter tone to it than the baric acid that's in the lime.
Yep.
Which has got an earthier tone to it. So if in the summer, I'll drink lemon drops until I've got the pits coming out my ears. So, because it doesn't matter. You get a lemon, you can look at the lemon and see not one pit. You start to squeeze that thing, and 53 of them come out in the first second. I don't know how that is.
I got to be honest with you. I lately making, especially for our podcast, making my lime juice, my fresh lime juice, and my fresh lemon juice. I can't remember in the last couple months not cutting into a lemon or a lime and cutting a pit in half.
It's amazing how many are in there and how many you can't see.
Right.
Yep.
It's insane. My number 2, the Negroni.
Mm-hmm.
The Negroni is just such a beautiful, beautiful drink. I just absolutely love Negroni. But my number 1. And this is about as manly a drink as you can get, and that is the Manhattan. I absolutely love Manhattans. When I want something that I'm just going to sip on, that's just gonna punch me in the face a little bit. That's what I want. I want the Manhattan. And John, you know how I make my cocktail cherries.
I know how you make your cocktail cherries. I do.
Because
my family, my mother and father grew up on Manhattans, and as a kid, I used to steal the cherry and would pop it into my mouth.
You would not want to steal the ones that I use. Because the way I make my cocktail cherries is I get the maraschinos, I drain them, I rinse them, get as much of that dye out of there as possible. Then I fill the jar with rye and store them in the rye for a while. And I have made Manhattans for a bunch of people, and I tell them, be careful of the cherry. Mm-hmm. And by the time they're done with their Manhattan, they've completely forgotten about the cherry. They take one bite of it and go,
oh my God, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic.
So I did the same thing that you did, but for Valentine's Day, we had a Valentine's Day special up here where you can get 4 different slices of our spirits paired with candy. And then you got a bonus candy, which I personally made myself at home. And I took the branded cherries and I steeped them in bourbon for 3 days.
There you go.
And then I took that cherry and I made a heart-shaped chocolate out of it. And inside the heart-shaped chocolate was the cherry that you can bite into. But inside the filling of the chocolate, I put more bourbon in that chocolate. So you had an outer shell dark chocolate with an inner shell soft chocolate with bourbon in it. And then you had the cherry as your dessert.
That's a flaming heart right there.
All right. Are there any of them? Are there any of them left?
No, they're all.
You gotta make more of those.
Yeah. We'll make more of those next time.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Quick story what Dave does with his cherries. And I've told the story on this show before. I'm just going to tell Mark really quick. Whenever I'm a volunteer firefighter, we go down to the firefighters convention down in Wildwood, New Jersey, every year in September. This is years ago. I'm going back 30, 40 years, obviously. One of the guys in my department, he would bring down with him an entire gallon jug of cherries. All right. And then when we got down there, the day we got down there in the morning, he'd open it up and he would drain all of the liquid out of the container, leaving all the cherries inside, right? And not rinse them by any means, just drain all the liquid out of it, right? And then he would pour an entire bottle of Everclear.
Oh,
Fill the cherries up to the top, right? And then he would cap it, right? Very nice. Very nice.
There you go.
Very nice. He would cap it tight. He would tape it, and then he would date the top of it, and he would put it in the closet, and then he would pull out the one he made last year.
oh boy.
All right.
Yeah, three of those.
They were bad. They were bad.
They were so good though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm sure.
You eat one, you're like, wow, this is good. It didn't even like. I mean, there was still a lot of the sweetness left from the cherry, but you could taste the alcohol. It's Everclear, of course, you're gonna taste it, right? But you eat that second one, and you're like, yeah, no, right? So you were done for an hour or two after that, but yeah, it was interesting. Let's put it that way. But anyway, so my top three. I got 2 honorable mentions.
2.
Dos. And only because 3 of my, with 2 honorable mentions, I have 5. 3 of my 5 have already been mentioned. So I have 2 honorable mentions. One is a Negroni. I love a good Negroni. And riffs on them, and we'll talk about riffs and everything else. We'll talk about that in a second. But my other honorable mention is martini. I love martinis.
We got, and I have a question for Mark when we're done here about martinis.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll talk about everything on that. And we'll get into that in a second. But my number 3, good old gin and tonic, especially during the summer.
And John is a gin whore.
I am a gin whore. I am. Nothing more refreshing for me, especially on a hot summer day, than a nice gin and tonic.
Would you give your throat to the wolf with it? No, sorry.
No, it's strong. It's not but a good gin and tonic with really good Fever Tree.
Ginger beer.
Ginger beer. No, just Fever Tree. Yeah.
Tonic.
And a couple slices of lime in it.
And you got to have our Aloha Mule Gin.
No, I gotta have that. I have to have that.
You'd love it.
My number 2 is Manhattan. I'm a big Manhattan guy, and my number 1, I'm a huge old fashioned whore. I am. I've probably we've been doing the cocktail show for almost a year and a half now. I've probably had more old fashioned riffs on that podcast than any other cocktail.
Of all the shows that we've done on there and all the cocktails we've done, I think about 45% of John's cocktails have been either an old fashioned or a Manhattan.
Yeah, no, they have. They have
some take on it.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like what Dave talks about, the fact that we make our own drinks, we do challenges, we challenge each other, and we come up with our own cocktails. We're actually working on a cocktail book, and it's not going to happen this year. It'll be probably late summer, early fall, 2026. We're going to release this book.
We need to get enough under our belt. It's going to be the ones that we've done on the show, but also ones we've done ourselves here and there.
Sure.
So we've become, cocktail scholars to a point. I think I deep dive there. Oh, there we go.
Oh, well,
Here's his book right there.
That menu is very, 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 very nice. That is. I sat there studying that for a while, a couple weeks ago.
And how many of your riffs on the show came from that menu, John? We haven't done this.
None. We've done one show since, and I already had that one done already. So,
but no, we've become a little bit of cocktail scholars. I dive deep into the history of these things. Another thing that I do is I pay a lot of attention to proper glassware when it comes to cocktails.
We try to.
So that leads to one of the things I wanted to bring up is the martini.
Yeah.
The martini, when it was first developed. Oh, that's pretty.
Love that rocks glass. That is beautiful.
That is beautiful. I like that. Mine is. I've got one that's somewhat similar. I've got this sucker right here. Right.
Is that the one that's got a edge on it that it lays on its side?
No, it doesn't. You can angle it like that if you need to.
I have a double walled angled one.
Nice.
Yeah, this one when it's filled, you can it won't sit empty on one of those facets on the bottom.
Yeah.
But filled it will. This is actually I'm a big fan of the Neil Gaiman Sandman series.
Nice.
And when they made it into a mini series on TV, on one of the episodes, someone was drinking out of this glass. I'm like, I have to have that. So
nice.
I got it. But the Manhattan, when it was first introduced, developed in San Francisco.
By the way, I just want to show this. I pulled it out. This is one of my favorite rocks glasses, and it has a holder.
Little notch for your cigar.
Little notch for my cigar. There you go.
I love it. But it was, the Martini was developed in San Francisco, and it was originally poured into a champagne coupe. The Martini glass itself was developed during Prohibition because it was the easiest thing to get rid of what the contents of your glass.
Right.
So if there was ever a raid, you could just tip it and it was gone. And we've lost Mark. Okay, there he is. Okay. So the Martini glass was developed for Prohibition. Now it seems like any cocktail that you put into a Martini glass, they want to call it Martini.
Hey guys.
Yep. And he's gone.
Keep talking. He was having a problem with his Wi-Fi. I think he's got too many people downstairs. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was starting to get loud there, and I know it was because his Wi-Fi was crapping out and doing.
I think it was the Wi-Fi. I think it was the Wi-Fi in the phone. It might. Hopefully, it wasn't his phone battery. That would suck.
We've had that before.
We've had that before.
We could tell that he wasn't plugged in because he could walk around freely.
This is true. So go ahead, continue.
So, well, no, because I wanted to ask Mark what his take was on it. Is it a Martini just because it's in a Martini glass, or what constitutes a Martini?
Right. And
if you're looking at a spirit plus a vermouth, at that ratio of 2 to 1 or 3 to 1, depending on how you like to do it.
Sure.
Does that mean a Manhattan's a Martini?
Manhattan's definitely a Martini.
Right. That's
100%.
We've agreed upon that, but I want Mark's take on that.
We've agreed on that. Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted Mark's take on that since he owns a distillery. He's got his menu. Where he falls along that Martini line. Now I'm at the point now where my bar, I don't have a Martini glass in my bar. I drink everything out of a Nick and Nora, a coupe, or a rock glass, or a highball. I have
a Martini glass. I had, as you know, we did a Martini a while back on the show, on the cocktail show. And
you broke your glass.
I broke my glass, right? So I did acquire another Martini glass, and I do use that specifically just for martinis.
Right.
I will drink Manhattans in a coupe. I will drink Manhattans. I haven't done a Manhattan in the Martini glass. I don't think I've ever personally made a Martini.
I have.
Manhattan. I don't think I've ever poured it into a Martini glass. A Manhattan. I've had Manhattans in Martini glasses.
Well,
myself.
The reason I would do the Manhattan in the Martini glass is before I had the high volume coupes that I have.
Right.
Martini glass, I could just get a lot more in it. Right. And now I've got these coupes that I think they're 8-ounce coupes.
I would go 6. I think most coupes. Well, my coupes are 6 ounce.
Mine, I think, are 8-ounce. These things are. Let me grab them and show you a normal coupe against the coupes here that I have. Unfortunately, my headphone cable is pinned by something. Oh, it's my backpack is sitting on top of it. But this is like your typical 6-ounce coupe, right?
As is mine.
Yeah. Here's my other coupe.
Oh yeah, you're probably looking at 8 ounces. Yeah.
8, if not 10.
No, I think it's 10. It's probably 8.
Yeah, but no.
An ounce in a glass is bigger than you think it is. So.
Yeah, but so this is an 8 to a 10 ounce. I'll have to measure it one of these days, but it's at least an 8-ounce coupe. So before I got that, I used to put my my Manhattans in my Martini glass because my Martini glass. I had a Martini glass that was easily easily 12 ounces.
Mhm.
So I would double, triple the recipe and make 3 of those a night and sleep very well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Next day was rough, but sleeping was not a problem.
It's not a problem. So we'll riff a little bit just to see if he does find a charger, and assuming that's what it was, because if he's not back by now, I'm assuming it was his battery.
Yeah.
So and I'm assuming he's finding a charger, but if he doesn't have one at the brewery, distillery, and he can't charge his phone, let's give him a little bit to get back on before we just end the show without actually wrapping things up with Mark. But just to riff a little bit, I was at a wedding on Saturday. And I just, you know what, I had we had gone to the wedding was on the beach, and then the reception was in a venue in Asbury Park, which was fantastic. It was beautiful. It was great. The wedding was beautiful.
What venue was it?
Cross and Orange, right on Cookman, right at the end.
Cross and Orange.
Cross and Orange, yes. They're owned by the restaurant group that owns Reef and Barrel and Seagert.
Okay.
But in any event, fantastic spread they put on, and it was a 5-hour cocktail hour. That was the reception.
A 5-hour.
That was the reception. No, that was in other words, there was no sit down meal. It was a 5-hour.
I like that a lot.
It was fantastic. It was fantastic. I will go to that any day of the week and twice on Saturday and 3 times on Sunday. But on the way, and we'll talk a little bit more about this, and I have some pictures that I'm not even going to show on my phone. I'll actually put them up on the screen. We'll talk about this on the End of Chaser show tomorrow night. My cousin,
we have a show tomorrow?
We do. And you're aware of that. Stop it.
My liver just cried.
It did. But whatchamacallit, we have my cousin's son finally opened his distillery in Neptune City, right around the corner from the Bradley Beach train station, and it's Wheelhouse Distilling. They did a launch party. Yeah, we'll talk more about that on the End of Chaser show tomorrow night. But they started with bourbon, rum, and vodka. They're going to make some other stuff too, but his partner in the business is the owner of Potent Potables, which is a mixers company, and they have shrubs and some other stuff. And their lavender blackberry shrub was fantastic. Had that with
lavender blackberry what?
Shrub. That's
something you plant. It's a shrubbery.
Never mind. We'll talk more about it tomorrow night.
Me? No, I'm sorry.
I'll explain. But
okay, yeah, good.
And they
explain what a shrub is. What is a shrub?
It's a blend of botanicals in a mixer, right?
Oh, okay.
Fruit and botanicals mixed in.
Oh, fruit and botanicals, not just botanicals. Because in that case, Malort's a shrub.
No, Malort's not a shrub. Far from a shrub.
I'm just. By the way you're describing it.
Exactly. But they did if they had that with a gin, it was with their gin, it was fantastic. But in any event, I had the bourbon, and of course I got, shocker, I just told you, an old fashioned, right? And I will show that. I'll show that here, but I will show a better one. I'll show a better full picture on the screen tomorrow night. There's the old fashioned I had.
It looks a lot like the last one you showed me.
Yeah, it's just a little different, right? They look similar, right? But in any event,
most old fashioned should look very, very.
They look the same. If it looks different than any other old fashioned, there's something up.
You're probably doing it wrong,
right? But in any event, and it was fantastic. But anyway, so we went to the reception afterwards. We stopped there on the way, right? Because it was a soft opening, friends and family, yada yada yada. So we stopped on the way, and when I got over there, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna drink old fashions. I'm not gonna drink Manhattans. I just drank rye all night. Rye on rocks.
There you go. That'll
work. It. So that's old standby.
You were talking about riffs on particular drinks, and we both brought Negronis up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you look over John's left shoulder as you're looking at him, John's right shoulder, there is a gin there, and that's from Dismal Harmony. They use that gin to make their blood orange Negroni.
Mm-hmm.
Their blood orange Negroni might be one of my favorite, if not my favorite Negroni I've ever had in my life. So they do is they make the Negroni. Something I forget the blood orange. There's 2 blood orange elements in it. I forget what the actual liquid element is.
Mm-hmm.
But they use that gin. That gin has got black tea in it.
Yep.
So you've already got some real character into this Negroni to begin with. And they add the blood orange. I forget what the liquid form is. But they take a dried blood orange slice. They float that on top. And they sprinkle sea salt on top of that slice. And they tell you to taste the Negroni first around that slice.
Mm-hmm.
And then to take your finger and dunk and swirl the orange slice into it to incorporate that salt. And it's something that I've done a couple times in the show where to really just round out the flavors and bring it together is adding salt.
You add a 20% saline solution to any cocktail, and every single flavor in that cocktail is going to pop.
Yeah. So there are certain ones that I'll do it with. There's certain ones I won't do it with. Of course, you're not going to do it to a White Russian.
No.
The cream ones, salt's not going to really do it
some
to one.
salt and cream. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's really not going to work. But anything that's got a citrus element to it, add a little salt. You'll be really surprised at the result from that.
Right.
Especially cocktails with citrus elements.
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. So, but yeah, no, 20 just a 20% saline, just 20% salt water, 20% salt, 80% water. Just put it in a dropper. Put it in a dropper, and all you got, and then just like any cocktail you make, put 2-3 drops in it. Done.
Don't be afraid to take some kosher salt and just sprinkle it into your shaker.
I mean, you could do that too. That's easier, obviously. You could just.
You
don't need a lot.
No,
teeny little bit.
It's a pinch. I've got a bag of French gray sea salt, which eventually will make a.
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts.
Yeah, you do. It's only because you're getting old and fat. But yeah, no. That bag will make an appearance on the Anna Chaser show at some point. As we get a little fancier, we've got a couple shows coming up that are pretty set as to what they're going to be. What's the one we're doing after the old fashioned?
It's tomorrow night's the no, it's not old fashioned. Whiskey sour tomorrow night.
Whiskey sour. Right.
Whiskey sour. All right, tomorrow night. That's Tom's challenge. 2 weeks from tomorrow night is my challenge. Haven't figured it out yet. I will have it figured out by tomorrow. So I'll say it on the show. And then 2 weeks after that, so 4 weeks from tomorrow night is
my challenge.
No, it's Doug's challenge.
Well, it's Doug's challenge that I picked up, and I'm going to use it as my challenge. And I'm going to call it my challenge because the only way to get our third co-host involved was actually buy him a bottle of Malort.
Right.
And send it to him. So we're going to do a Malort cocktail show.
Malort cocktail show.
So,
and if you think about it, I mean, if you know Malort, and you and I could talk more about this tomorrow night, and 2 weeks from tomorrow night, and on that show, 4 weeks from tomorrow night. If you know Malort and you just use it based on its properties, it's really not hard to come up with a cocktail.
Yeah, you could definitely work with it. Trust me.
And I mean, Tom's having all sorts of problems coming up with a cocktail for it.
I think he's got some ideas. Did you see what Jepson's did?
No, I didn't. What did
they came out with Malort candies?
Are you kidding me? I gotta order a bottle of Malort. Can I order candies too?
It's not on their website yet. It's not. I don't know how to get. I don't know if his name. It wasn't released. It wasn't the beginning of April, so it's not April Fool's jokes. I'm trying to figure it out why you can't get them yet. But you know what they call it?
What's that?
They're hard candies. So they call it Malort Sucks.
You know what? If it was the beginning of April, maybe it was an April Fool's joke.
I don't know, but I sent that to my younger son, and my younger son managed to, at a college bar, underage, but with me, managed to actually get a shot of barrel-aged Malort.
There you go.
So he knows what it tastes like.
There you go.
And so I sent that to him, and his comment was, Malort flavored candy should be considered a war crime.
You know what, though? I mean, here's the thing. Like, look, and I'm going to say this on the show. What if it comes up tomorrow night on the show, or whatever, even if it's just 4 weeks tomorrow night when we do the Malort show. But I'll say this: it's like anything else, right? I mean, we just talked earlier in the show with Mark about the fact that the first time any of us took a sip of any IPA, we were, what the hell is this? I'm eating grass. What is this? Right. And now we love them. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like anything else. It's just acclimating your palate to a particular flavor.
It is an really acquired taste.
It is. I mean, there can be no better example of it's an acquired taste than Malort. Malort. All right. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you and sing songs about the fact that I love Malort. I don't, right? But I don't hate it. I will enjoy it in certain what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out here.
Situations.
Situations. There you go. It wasn't the word I'm looking for, but it'll do. In certain situations,
circumstances.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's certain situations, like bringing a bottle to a tailgate, or when I had when Joe pulled out a bottle of it when we were at Descendants in the beginning of January, or whenever, right? In certain situations, like anything else, it's a social thing, right? And if you and I get together and there's a bottle of Malort or whatever, you and I are going to have.
Oh, we're going to put a hurting on it.
Right.
Malort, what's interesting is, Malort is a Chicago institution. That's with the new Pope having been born in Chicago. Right. There's been a lot of memes coming out with the Pope with a bottle of Malort, as well as a Chicago beef sandwich and a Chicago dog. Though the one meme I saw, it was not a Chicago dog. You could actually see the hot dog, so that's wrong right there.
That was no. I saw that too. Yeah, that was not a Chicago dog.
No, that's not a Chicago dog. You can see the hot dog.
Keep talking. I'll pull up a picture that I took of a Chicago dog. So.
Yeah, so it's a whole different thing.
In Chicago.
But the interesting thing is, it being such a Chicago thing, Malort is like Underberg in the fact that it has pervaded the brewing industry. There is my first experience with Malort.
These are Chicago. Last time I was in Chicago, those are the Chicago dogs.
Yeah, you can barely see the hot dog.
You can't see the hot dog.
Right, yeah. The top one, you can see the one end of it.
The end of it, yeah.
It's kind of like Costanza and the water being cold.
That was a block up from Wrigley Field on like a block from Wrigleyville Dogs. Yeah.
But no, I was introduced to it by Proof Brewing out of Tallahassee in Tampa, Florida. That was my first introduction to Malort. Yeah. We talked to a brewery on the show, Aslan, from Main Street Brewing in Vancouver.
In Vancouver, British Columbia, yeah, in Canada.
And we were like, and somehow or another, Malort came up in conversation, and he knew about it.
Right.
So Malort has really insinuated itself into the brewing industry.
I still want to rename Malort what Doug named it. He typed a Y instead of a T at the end. So
Mallory.
I love Mallory.
I thought I did that. He did that. That was okay.
It was Doug. It was Doug. Yeah.
But you don't see it put out for consumption to their customers like Underberg is. Mm-hmm. Right. I still have a bottle of one of those little bottles of Underberg.
I almost bought a couple. When I was in Philly, they have the bottles of Underberg at Human Robot.
I'm aware of that. They've got the what you call it, the bandolier.
The bandolier, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was tempted, but I didn't. We ate our pose. We had a couple beers and we got out of there. But what you call it? But not before I put the stickers on the. Your sticker on the one door. The coastal stickers have been in the front all the time, but I was able to grab a couple spaces.
I think I managed to get one outside. I think I've got one outside.
Outside's cool too. There's a lot of stickers outside.
Yeah, there's a lot of them outside.
So, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Mark is either A, does not have a charger for his phone, or B, is not looking for a charger for his phone. So,
he's had a few.
And by the way, he was there all day because I did try calling. I did communicate with him earlier, but I did try calling earlier, and he's been there since this morning. So I'm sure the first beer he had on the show was not his first beer today.
Probably not even close.
No. So
the Pirates just tied it.
And the Pirates. Well, I mean, they tied it in the ninth inning last night too. So
yeah, we'll see. All right, so time for the outro, or no, we got one more order of business.
We do have one more order of business.
Next Thursday,
folks.
May 22nd.
Right. Please, if you're anywhere in the vicinity of Westfield, New Jersey, all right, go to our Facebook page. There's an event created. You just go to the events on our Facebook page, the Lager Room Guys Facebook page, and the event created is this. There was a beer dinner at Rooster Spin in Westfield, New Jersey.
Oh, good. Now I know where I have to go.
Yes, at Rooster Spin. Well,
Rooster Spin.
It's Rooster Spin. Fantastic cuisine. It's actually Asian fusion.
Ooh.
Yeah, and there's a beer dinner pairing with Wet Ticket Brewing. Okay, Wet Ticket Brewing is in Rahway, not too far away from Westfield.
I've heard of them.
Yes, I think they might have been on the show once, and maybe
I think we've spoken.
Gone live once, and I think we talked to Tim once in a while. Yeah, but anyway, there's a beer dinner pairing now, and it's 6 courses. All right, 6 courses. All right, 6 courses.
Does that mean 6 courses and 6 beers?
It's 5 beers. It's 5 beers. So you're to drink one of the beers, drink half of one and half of the other, or whatever. But I believe that's what it is. So I believe it's 6. I'm pretty sure it's 6 courses and 5 beers. Anyway, there's 2 links. You have to purchase the 2 links separately. $75.
Oh, there's going to be sausage.
What's that? 2 links. I got it. I see where you went there. One link is for the food at Rooster Spin, and the other one This is a partnership with Sunrise Cellars. So it's ShopRite Liquors, but Sunrise Cellars in Westfield, right on South Avenue, in Westfield. And they're what's the word I'm looking for? They're requisitioning, if you will. They're acquiring the beer because they can deliver the beer. It's purchasing and then delivering or whatever. It's in any event, you have to. The one link is for Rooster Spin for the food, and that's $60, and then it's $15. Another link is for the beer; it's $15. And then so you buy both of those tickets, and then that gets you in. Dave and I will be there. Matt's going to be there too, and it's not going to be a live broadcast. Matt Po
boy. He's just a poor boy.
Sure. Tensky Shark ate Matt. There you go. Yeah, Matt's actually going to be filming. He's going to be relegated.
Well, the thing is, if you go on Rooster Spin's website, you can also pre-order.
You can go on Rooster Spin's website. There's a QR code on both of them. You can order both of them. If you go on the Facebook page for Sunrise Cellars in Westfield, you can get both of them as well. So there's plenty of places you can go to get this. But since you're watching this here, and if you're watching it on our Facebook page, just when you finish watching it, scroll down 1 or 2, and you can see the event, and you can just go right to that either way.
There we go.
But either way, Dave and I will be there. Dave and I will be emceeing the event, along with Tim. We'll be interviewing.
We're going to have 2 turntables and a microphone.
Exactly. I'll be rapping. Dave will be scratching. Right.
Assuming because I have fleas.
Dave will be scratching. No, we'll be interviewing Tim. Tim will be talking about his beer. We'll be talking about beer in general. And then there'll be breakout sessions. We'll come around each table and we'll talk to people. Matt will be filming this
until they ask us to leave.
Until you ask us to leave. Get the hell away from here.
Excuse me, waiter.
Excuse me. I'm eating. I don't want to look at you right now. Get out of here. Right.
And this one has fleas.
Right, exactly. But Matt will be filming this, and we'll
waiter. There's a flea in my soup.
There'll be some marketing done with it, and it's gonna be a fun night. It's gonna be a fun night. That's what it's gonna be. Great food, great beer, great Greer. Rosie Greer. I'm thinking about football right now because of everything.
It's okay. It's all right to cry.
Yeah. Why am I crying?
No. Well, wow. You don't remember that special where Rosie?
I do. Rosie Greer. I do. I know.
You got to be old to get that reference.
Right, exactly. We just lost 3 people right now. Because we only had 5 watching. We lost track of that.
and one of them, Brian's going, I remember that.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Anyway, great food, great beer.
I'm sorry, because he's probably smoking a cigar by now.
Great food, great beer, great people. We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have a fun time.
Looks like a great atmosphere too.
It's a good atmosphere. Yeah, come down, come see us, come meet us, come.
I will
hang out with us.
You've talked me into it.
I've talked you into it. There you go. Week from Thursday, so 9 days from now. Thursday, May 20th.
You did math.
I did. I'm sorry. There you go. Yeah, so check that out. Buy your tickets. Come see us. We'll talk about it next week too if you haven't done it already. We're going to put some more stuff out there as well. Maybe
not for nothing. The venue, you could trip, fall, and bounce into it from the Westfield train station.
100%. It's right there.
It's right
so
there.
if you have to take a train to it, if you're a little bit further away, take the train. You walk out of the train and into Rooster Spin.
What is this? When does this start?
6:30.
6:30.
6:30.
I'm wondering if I can take the train.
Maybe you can.
Maybe I can.
Take the light rail down to Hoboken to Secaucus. No, not even. You don't even go to Penn State.
Yeah, yes, Secaucus, yes, and then take the train from there.
The train out to Westfield. Yeah,
I'll have to try to figure that out.
You
Maybe I can do that, so I don't have to really worry about. The only thing I would have to worry about if after drinking a whole lot at Rooster Spin would be get on the right train and actually make it home in time.
Exactly.
And not wind up in like Montana or something.
Yeah, but you know what? Other than the light rail, because I can't tell you about that schedule, but even because it's I believe it's 6:30 to 9:30.
It's about every hour.
6:30 to question mark, but
it's going to be every half hour at that point. And
at that point, it's every half hour.
But going home, it's going to be every hour.
Right. So you'll be able to get back there, so you'll be good. But
we'll see.
So, but yeah, so we'll be there. It's gonna be a fun time. Come down, check it out. It's gonna be good.
Is it sad that I'm like Googling now the Westfield police station? How close is it? Oh, no. I wouldn't do that.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to worry about that. Anyway. All right. So to wrap up the show on a note for Six Harbors Brewing Company and Harbor Lights Stillhouse. Fantastic place. I love the North Shore. The North Shore is fantastic. Look, if you go out there, there's amazing places to go. You can hit them on the way out. You can stop in Oyster Bay. Oyster Bay Brewing is cool. Check that place out. Check out Oyster Bay. Go over to Huntington. Check out.
I understand you can get a really good grilled cheese sandwich.
No. I'll talk about that in a second. Check out all Six Harbors in Huntington, and go to Six Harbors Brewing Company, and of course upstairs is Harbor Lights. You want to go to that, and you go out to Northport after that. There's cool restaurants. Sand City Brewing's out there. You want to go out there. North Shore is great. Go out there. Visit. Get out there. The Brew Cheese is the place that we were talking about. They've closed. Yeah. They closed last year.
And I never made it.
You didn't get there. They closed last year. It's a shame.
Well, you know what?
If I had the money, I would go out there and reopen the place. But I don't have the money.
For a 50-mile radius, everybody's arteries are probably rejoicing.
Mm-hmm. 100%. I mean, I went there. I've probably been there about half a dozen times.
And he's still alive.
But not more than once a year. So it was. It worked
already.
Anyway, but yeah, get out to see Mark and everybody at Six Harbors Brewing Company and Hudson Lights Stillhouse. Amazing beer, amazing spirits upstairs. Really cool people, really cool atmosphere. You have a dog, bring it with you. Obviously, they're big into their dogs. But you definitely want to get out there. So. Anything that Mark has going on, the only thing we're going to talk about afterwards with him was his events. We'll find out what they are and we'll post them for you. We'll do that. We'll share his events.
Just go to the website. Don't be lazy. Go to the website.
Go to the website. Go to the Facebook page. We'll share his events with you. But on that note, we will wrap up the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching. And for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.lagerroom.com. That's LAGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, of course, our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Lager Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch every Tuesday night around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Pandora, Amazon Music, iTunes Music, YouTube Music, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, CastBox, Deezer, Podchaser, Listen Notes. Pretty much anywhere you can find an audio podcast, you will find the Log Room Guys Craft Beer Podcast. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great week, wonderful weekend. Drink a lot of beer, but drink responsibly. And we will talk to you soon, folks. Take care. Cheers. What's my rating?
Okay, hold on. It's well, it was 7.1, but it's 8.1. That little snap gave you a whole fucking extra point there. I like that.
Thank you. You like the snap?
I like that. I like that snap. That was snappy.
It was snappy.
That was nice.
Yeah.
So
it's not just a snap; it's a snap and point.
Snap and point.
Snap.
Well, this is for our audio.
Exactly, because the snapping. I mean, visually, it's just me snapping. Who gives a shit, right? But
the snap and point. That was some style.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
it.
Style. I got a one style point. There you go.
Yeah, so one style point because all the stutters, gulps, swallowing the spit. Yeah, I caught that. That brought you down to a 7-1.
It brought me down to 7-1. So hey, if I'd have kept it, if I didn't do that and I kept it up to 8, I would have 9-1. That would have been good. Next week,
No. That was only a half point deduction.
Oh, it was okay. Then it would have been 8-6.
You had been 8-6. Yeah.
8-6. Fair enough. All right. Fair enough. All right, folks. Drink a lot of beer, but drink responsibly, and we will talk to you next week, folks. It's gonna be a fun show next week, and don't forget
it is
go to the Facebook page and check out what's going on at Rooster Spin for that.
We don't even have any fucking clue what's going to be on next week. How do you know it's going to be a fun show?
It doesn't matter. You and I are there. It's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah, because we're the hard.
We are absolutely that. So
okay.
Anyway, all right, folks. Enjoy. We'll talk